A woman steps forward, barefoot. In one hand, she holds a musket. In the other, she raises the French tricolor, high, bold, unflinching. She's surrounded by chaos, smoke, death, desperation. But she looks ahead, resolute. She is not a queen, not a goddess, not a general. And yet, she is leading them all. And this is Eugène Delacroix's Liberty Leading the People. A painting that doesn't just capture a revolution, it is a revolution. A single image that shook the foundations of France and still echoes in every protest, every uprising, every march for freedom around the world. But what is the story behind it? Why was it censored? And who was this bare-breasted woman who led the people through fire and blood? Today, we decode one of the most explosive paintings in Western art history. To find the truth, the myth, and the power behind liberty leading the people. France, July 1830. The streets of Paris are not quiet. They thunder with the sound of resistance. King Charles X, the last Bourbon monarch, has suspended the Constitution, dissolved the Chamber of Deputies, and suppressed the freedom of the press. 3 days later, the people rise. Bourgeois businessmen, students, artisans, and workers arm themselves, not just with weapons, but with purpose. This moment is not the French Revolution of 1789, but it is born of the same hunger: liberty, equality, fraternity. Delacroix does not fight in the streets. He fights with his brush. In a letter to his brother, he writes, "If I haven't fought for my country, at least I'll paint for her." And he begins. When you first see liberty leading the people, it feels almost cinematic. There's movement in every direction, but your eye is drawn to one place: liberty. She is central, towering, yet human. She's in mid-stride, climbing a mound of corpses and rubble. Her foot lands beside a fallen man, perhaps a worker. Her gaze is not down, it is forward. Behind her, Parisians of every class. To her left, a man in a top hat, possibly a self-portrait of Delacroix himself. To her right, a schoolboy with pistols, likely inspired by the real-life 13-year-old Joseph Barra, a symbol of revolutionary sacrifice. Above them all, her flag: red, white, blue, blood, peace, unity. The tricolor isn't just fabric. It is the soul of France. Delacroix uses light and shadow like a weapon. The background is smoke, gloom, chaos. But liberty is radiant. She doesn't emerge from the light. She is the light. Who is she? Half allegory, half reality. She is Marianne, the personification of the French Republic. But she is not marble, not serene, not untouchable. She is dirty, determined, alive. And famously, she is bare-chested. This is not gratuitous. It is symbolic. Her exposed breast references classical imagery. The nurturing mother, the goddess of liberty, the figure of reason. But here, it's not about purity. It's about power. She is both maternal and militant. And she leads not with grace, but with ferocity. Her Phrygian cap, red and pointed, is another symbol, worn by freed slaves in ancient Rome, adopted during the French Revolution. She is not a queen. She is liberty, and liberty does not kneel. Look closely at who lies beneath her. A young worker, blue shirt stained with blood. An older veteran clutching his musket, a bourgeois gentleman. Delacroix paints not the elite, but everyone. Liberty does not choose who follows. The fallen become the foundation for the future, and their bodies, slumped, still tangled, show the true cost of revolution. It is not glorious, it is grim, but necessary. Delacroix was 32 when he painted Liberty. He was already known for his emotional intensity and bold color. But this was something else. This was not myth, not history, not fantasy. This was now. And that made it dangerous. The government initially praised the painting, but as tensions rose, they censored it. It was too provocative, too inciting. It vanished into storage, not because it failed, but because it worked too well. Liberty leading the people is often labeled romantic, and it is. But romanticism isn't just emotion, it's rebellion against order, against control, against apathy. Romantic artists weren't afraid of suffering. They embraced it, made it beautiful. Delacroix uses color like fire. The blue of Liberty's dress burns with symbolism. The red of the flag bleeds into the bodies. The white? It is purity, yes, but also light. Direction. This is not just a political painting. It is a human one. Over the decades, Liberty leading the people has become more than a painting. It's a rallying cry, a template. In 1968, students in Paris carried images of Liberty during protests. In Egypt, during the Arab Spring, graffiti artists painted her on walls. She appears on stamps, coins, political cartoons. And every time she reappears, she adapts. Sometimes she is veiled. Sometimes she is trans. Sometimes she is modern, fierce, queer. But always she leads. Because Liberty does not retire. The flag in her hand, painted with impasto so thick it almost lifts off the canvas, is not passive. It is flame. The way she waves it, it is not for show. It is not a pageant. It is a call. Come forward, come fight, come see. And behind her, the smoke swirls. Is it gunpowder? Is it history? Is it transformation? Yes, all of it. Delacroix would go on to paint masterpieces, decorate ceilings of national palaces. But Liberty was something else. He painted it not for royalty, not for commission, but for France. And even though the painting was hidden, eventually it returned. Today, it hangs in the Louvre, immense, unmissable. And every time someone stands before it, something stirs, because the people in the painting are us. Every generation, every struggle, every step forward, led by those who dare to raise their voice and their flag. Art does not start revolutions. People do. But art remembers them. Liberty leading the people is not about one moment in France. It is about every moment of awakening, every time we decide that injustice is too much, that silence is no longer an option, that liberty is worth the cost. She appears, barefoot, breathless, blazing, and she walks forward, not as a queen, but as a symbol of hope, of defiance, of us. This is not just a painting. It is a pulse, a revolution on canvas, and it has never stopped marching.